too late.
Noob.
It's too late.
He's not going to answer.
What's the VP of Apple's name? Craig
Federici.
Federici. JW's meeting with Craig Federici right now.
What the fuck is up?
Dude.
You meeting with Craig Federici right now?
Yeah, I wish, dude. I wish.
We're calling to check in on the ultimatum.
Oh, shit. I did finish it.
No, not the show, dude.
Your ultimatum.
Oh, that ultimatum. Oh,
Your opinion
He
of the
fucked
show
up.
is not
He
relevant.
No, I was like, am I on the air right now? I don't know what I'm allowed to say or what I'm not allowed to say.
We're not live. You can say whatever you want.
We're also not legally obliged to tell you if you're on the air or not. So,
Oh, shit.
So
Thank you, Josh.
Also,
I'll keep it to myself then, but I'm just going to say my recollection of the finale of the ultimatum is slightly hazy for reasons untold.
All right. So
Is
you
that a
failed, you failed to do your job.
I failed to do it.
All right, great. That's all. Just wanted to call and check in. See how it went.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I have a little moral issue poisoning my wife, but and then also it's a lose-lose for me because then I'm the one that has to deal with the fallout.
Well, yeah, it's an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure. Would you just think
There's
this
no
is all?
scenario where I win?
Do you think this is all like rainbows coming on here, guys? These
Yeah, but,
people in this
the
show dealt with
ultimatum,
shit.
Like, no, the person that like could win, like the person who gave the ultimatum could win or could lose. What's my winning scenario here?
You find out she's not allergic.
It's another thing we can't say on the air.
She gets a higher tolerance for gluten. Like,
There we go.
You realize it's all a lie.
She's. I think the reality is she's real upset for about 12 hours.
or in the hospital.
Worth it, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, we'll call back next week, see how it goes.
Hell yeah. Is this the podcast day?
Yeah, Thursday.
I don't know what we do anymore. We just show up and turn the mics on.
Dude, I love it. I love being
It's
around
my
for it.
therapy.
Dude, Courtney, I saw your post and I was going to comment and I like got distracted, but I think it's really cool that you were going to sacrifice your feet in the name of the Lord's Lachey.
Bruh.
Because, you know, like you're paying homage to the new
It's painful.
reality king and queen.
I feel like I was in a bear trap the entire time I was watching it.
Andy Cohen, fucking move over, dude.
Bro. So bad. So bad. It feels,
Well,
it felt like I was in I think I said it. I was in one of those machines from Saw watching it the entire time. Like, it's just, these people. I'm sorry, these people.
Dude,
these
it's
people.
fucking amazing.
It's brutal.
I love watching these people.
I couldn't turn away though.
That's the thing. You're like, I'm cringing most of the time. And I'm like, I also find myself always saying, this motherfucker. Whenever they pan to somebody, I'm like, this fucking guy. This fucking guy.
My wife was just like, yo, I can't. She said it's the secondhand embarrassment.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the secondhand embarrassment. Like, you just want to just run over and just put your finger to the lips and be like, shh.
She doesn't love you, bro.
Don't say anything else. Just go home. Put your coat on. Go home.
Dude, you guys got to cover Temptation Island. That's a good one, dude.
We'll
It's similar to the ultimatum, but it's different.
I've heard
But
that one
it's
too.
just fucking, it's unbelievable. And it's just fucking human carnage. It's amazing to watch.
Is that going
It's
right
like
now,
you're-
Dubs? Is that in
It's
season
going right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That was on
Yeah,
like
it's on,
ABC or
what is it
CBS.
on?
USA.
I think it's on USA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But dude, it is fucking good.
Okay.
I love
my God.
I love the passion.
Enthusiasm. Yeah.
I'm hyped, dude. Let me be your reality TV correspondent. I'll give you fucking all the trash, dude.
Yo, can we just do that? We just call Dubs like at the end of the show
For our reality
TV
updates.
recap. Yeah. I like
Except
that.
I'm gonna need notes ahead of time so I can refresh myself on what's going on and who's who because I feel like I could never keep it straight.
Every week, you just send us a selfie. And when we start the segment, we just play his selfie for like a flash real quick. And then we go into it.
There you go. This is going to be great for my brand.
No,
guys.
I got a better idea.
People are going to take me really seriously.
We're gonna get a picture of JW framed, and every time
Put it on the table.
every time it's time for him, come on, I'll
my
pull it out
God.
and I'll put it on the table.
The voiceover just goes.
Oh man, we
It's
just
a great plan. Yeah, no, people won't bring this up in the future for me at all.
No, we'll make sure to tag you in it, dude.
Yeah,
You and,
Instagram's forever. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, you and everyone you work with. All right,
Yeah, sweet. Just go straight to the top, dude.
Yeah,
Give me
exactly.
Apple. Get him in there.
top down, dude.
That's it.
All right, well,
Enjoy the
think
rest of
twice about the ultimatum. See if you can come through for us. Another 7 days.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, man.
Later, Dubs.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Good to talk to you guys. See ya.
Later.
Hugely disappointing.
That kid.
We're gonna have to find somebody else that we can manipulate and get them involved.
Yeah.
I appreciate you keeping him bought on with the whole picture thing, but we're gonna need to find somebody else.
Dubs he's not committed.
He's not committed. Clearly, I thought he was up to the task, but my mistake, as always.
He might. We'll check in with him next week.
Oh man, my gosh. So some big fights this week, eh, my friend?
Big fights.
Yeah, big fights.
With who?
Ezra Miller, he's back in.
Oh,
What are you
I don't
doing?
know. I was gonna.
I was saying Ezra Miller and then Mike Tyson, big fights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big fights this week. But
I
what
was
were
gonna
you
give you
thinking?
I was gonna give you a joke.
Oh, all right. Well, go to the joke. We'll rewind. Go back to the joke.
You ready?
I think so.
What do the mixture of Viagra and alcohol have in common with Toy Story?
I don't know.
A Buzz and a Woody.
Oh my god, this guy.
Well,
Now, did you make this one up on your own?
No.
Okay. I'm just curious. Like, is that I
really?
find it
You didn't
fascinating.
make that
You're
up, and
sitting
it was so
around. No.
poorly composed. Really?
pulling things together.
Somebody else did that?
That's the point. They're supposed to be bad. They're
Oh,
supposed
we
to be
get the
bad.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
They're just bad at being bad.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I'm not gonna stop.
No one's asking you to.
Yeah.
All right.
Toy Story. Did you watch the trailer?
I did watch the trailer.
Buzz Lightyear. That's what I meant.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. I watched the trailer. It looks good.
It does.
Yeah, it feels like the first like big Pixar movie probably since
Yeah, because they've all gone to Disney Plus. This one's going to the movies.
Soul. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, Soul. Was,
Yeah, Soul wasn't in the theaters, but
Right.
I felt like for Pixar that was,
It was a-
a
it
big
was a
effort
coming-
for them.
yeah.
and I felt like everything after that was kind of like COVID related,
It's-
not in messaging, but like
Yeah.
it was tainted by the whole COVID thing.
It's kind of inceptionally based. Like it's a backstory to a fictional character that's a toy that has this fictional background.
Yeah,
It's so fucking layered, but I'm all for it. Apparently Lightyear is a pun for what happens to him. So, and then they base that off of his story, and then they name him Buzz Lightyear. So, but it's not who did the voice? Tim Allen. So now it's Chris Evans,
okay, yeah,
Captain America.
I love it.
Christopher Jamal Evans, we call him.
I'm here for it. It looks good. I'm sure it will be great.
Yeah.
I'll go check it out. I felt like the trailer didn't really reveal much that the other one didn't.
No, it was
So-
just more
I don't know
stuff.
if have
I like the
anything
concept
to add
though.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was cool.
I like it. Looks good. Back to my fight comment.
Oh,
Give
Mike
anything-
Tyson?
Do you have anything to add to the Mike Tyson drama? And obviously,
That guy's a
everyone's getting
dick.
Arrested again. Mike Tyson is
No,
no
No.
the guy behind him.
the guy behind it.
Okay.
He was intentionally
clarifying.
trying to get on Mike Tyson's nerves.
Yes. Have you seen like the full video of like him before, like kind of like egging him on? And like,
Yeah,
giving him a
man.
hard
Like,
time?
it's Mike. Leave people alone, bro.
Really wound up on him though.
I don't condone violence, but sometimes,
I feel like
sometimes you gotta smack shit.
I feel like I would definitely catch myself being like, "This is going to cost a lot of money."
Yeah, I don't think he cares.
Maybe not.
He's
But
Mike
like,
Tyson.
Yeah, but it's still going to cost him a lot of cash, right? Like it's Mike Tyson, so it scales. Like I can't come after somebody who doesn't have money for a ton of money that they don't have, but I can come after Mike Tyson for a ton of money because he has a ton of money. So it seems like and again, I'm not Mike Tyson, but I feel like somebody around Mike Tyson that's like a part of his team would be like, hey,
please don't
let me address this situation. Or like, let's get a flight attendant or something in here to like deal with this.
Yeah, it's kind of unclear from the video whether Mike's with someone. Like, there's a dude next to him, obviously, that like tries to pull him off, but it's unclear if that's his boy or
and then the guy
just some
filming.
bystander, right?
Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that flies solo.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah,
Sure.
I feel like he would fly with somebody.
I don't know. He's Mike Tyson. Like, I don't know.
From a presence standpoint, though, like
You kind of think he would always have like a manager or somebody just always with him?
just to at least put like some distance between you and other people.
A personal assistant.
Because like people gotta be giving him not a hard time, but they gotta be like asking for autographs and pictures. And it seems like you would just have somebody to help manage that. I'm not saying he's a bodyguard, but
Clearly
he would need some kind of like runner, right?
Yeah, a guy. A guy.
Yeah, seems like he would want that, especially if he's flying like on public planes or whatever, right? Like using public transit, like he would want somebody to help him.
I don't know.
Anyway, it just seems like
Did you see his
dude's getting paid. That's all I
his
know.
recent, because you know he's in the marijuana business now.
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah, he's all about mental health wellness surrounding THC and like that's his thing. And
Shows.
his most recent product was the edibles shaped like Evander Holyfield's ear. They're very serious.
I know.
That's amazing. Good
As
for
you
him.
said that, I saw the picture.
Good for him.
So he's like all about they look like the piece of ear he spit out.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's incredible.
see
Mike
if-
bites.
Mike bites. We'll see if
hilarious.
I can get us some.
That's so funny.
Ezra. Dun dun dun.
I'm not really sure what the latest is. I mean, other than he got arrested again. But he's obviously down in Hawaii and he's just like off the rails.
Drugs.
Most likely.
At this point,
He doesn't look great in the photos. I'm sure the news of his like, fall from grace is hitting him hard. So he's bummed out and he's going twice as hard now.
I hope this doesn't turn into one of these like Ezra Miller just ends up a homeless man in Hawaii. Like he's just now so far gone. In 20 years, we'll find out he never made it out of Hawaii. He just ended up just falling off the face of the earth because he couldn't get his stuff together.
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll manage. I pitched my show concept to you where we just follow him around with a documentary team.
Yeah.
And just allow him to fight people.
Yeah.
Wearing the Flash mask.
I'm a Flash. I would much rather.
In Hawaii, it would be like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but with Ezra Miller instead. And the opposite. He's getting into trouble.
Or we let him stop crime with the Flash mask on. Make him. What if he actually?
What if he
coax him into it? You got this, buddy. Go for it.
Better yet, he commits the crime as Ezra Miller. He runs around, puts the mask on, comes back in
as the Flash.
Yeah. He stopped the crime.
Yes.
He's just not fast enough every time.
No.
Yeah, that's the joke.
He does that terrible run from Justice League.
Oh my gosh. God. There's so many opportunities here. I think he's going to do just fine. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, man. We do a dark silhouette style and interview the other Avengers.
I think
Justice
that we
League.
don't even do silhouette style. I think we just put him right on the camera.
Yeah.
We know who you are. Let's be honest.
I wonder what Ben Affleck has to say about this.
I guarantee you he has zero thoughts on it. He's so far checked out of the DC game.
As a troubled guy.
He doesn't even have Ezra Miller's phone number.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't think he has anybody's number that has anything to do with.
No, he ran off with J-Lo. They're getting like married again, aren't they?
He's so happy.
Yeah.
He's so happy.
He's so stoked to not be Batman.
The weight has been lifted.
Yeah.
He got his girl back.
He was angry at just being Batman when he was Batman. You could tell he didn't want to do the part. Like when he was acting,
he was forced.
Pissed off.
The entire time.
Yeah. And it wasn't like good acting. He just didn't want to be Batman.
All the pictures of him in Hollywood that are miserable are during the time of him filming as Batman. He's just like, the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like in his mind he thought that he kind of was like it was beneath him or something. Like he's better than that.
Yeah.
Like he's like, what does my life come to?
That
I'm a comic book hero
I
now.
gotta put this fucking cowl on.
Yes.
Gotta wear this fucking cape.
God.
Suit.
Absurd. Well, while we're on superheroes. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Moon Knight.
All right.
Have you seen the last episode?
Probably the best episode so far.
Okay. So we're going to touch on that real quick
Feel
because you're
differently?
kind of my, comic book guru. So it is the best episode so far. I was getting somewhat bored with Moon Knight, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
It's so far, and I did not really like Falcon and Winter Soldier. So far, Moon Knight has done less for me than even that. Now,
I have
the
okay,
end
you finish.
of episode 3 changes that a little bit for me because I feel like we're finally doing something different and special and interesting. Now, is this room, this like white room that he's in, is there a story behind this, or is this just like, is this something that the show is doing?
Josh.
While you think about that, we're drinking. This is Basil Hayden.
Shout out to Izzy. What kind of basil? This is just regular basil?
I think this is just regular Basil Hayden, right? It's got that new fancy bottle.
Oh, it is so fancy.
They read up on the
So-
bottle. That's Victorian wrapping.
Yes.
Part of Jim Beam's like select line.
Oh, so Jim Bean makes basil
They're
Hayden.
the distiller, and their whole concept is it's a entry level bourbon, high rye content, but it's 80 proof, so it's a little bit smoother than
Yeah.
you would get.
Look at you.
Artfully aged by the
love
James B. Beam Distilling Company.
Very
That's what
good.
it says on the label.
All right, so we're passing that around. While that's taking place, I'm sure the small dog's going to bark, but go ahead. Tell me about this white room. Cheers. There it is.
Okay, so when we started this, I mentioned the 2016 run of Moon Knight, and in that one, they really grasp, they really lean into the concept of him, of the illusion of, is he really a superhero, or is this actually all in his mind?
Yeah.
So like this white room, this asylum,
Sure.
is taken directly from the comic books.
Okay.
Right? Where we're actually in his brain, where
So this is in his mind
this is
as
in
opposed to a
his-
real place.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I'm sure they'll manipulate it in a way where it's, kind of different. But
Yeah.
this is, as soon as we went to the scene of seeing him in the asylum, I knew we were going to see the supporting actors in other roles inside the asylum. Like
Gotcha,
Layla's
yeah.
there with him.
Yeah.
Harrow is the
Sure.
the doctor. So yeah, this directly happens.
And there's other iterations of him in this world as well.
so
Because we see more than one sarcophagus that obviously has somebody in
that's
it.
that's the third personality. What I believe, that's my theory.
Got you,
It's
okay.
Jake, who hasn't come out yet, and we saw a lot in episode 3 where he was doing things.
Mm-hmm.
The character was doing things, and then Steven was like, "That wasn't me," and
Yeah.
then Mark was like, "Yeah, that wasn't me." So they're alluding to the third personality. And I think
Gotcha.
he's trapped in the sarcophagus and
Okay.
can't get out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a good little recap. How let's do kind of like get your hot takes on it. 3 episodes in, halfway through the season, feeling good about it, okay about it. Where do you rank it in the hierarchy of other Marvel shows so far?
I love Oscar Isaac.
Yes, he is
Top
great.
tier, and he's
We
doing
do like him.
He's doing a great job. However, I'm not disappointed. I think the show is great if you're a comic book fan, but I do feel like it's lacking in the superhero aspect. We don't get a lot of him in the suit.
Yeah.
I think we've had a maximum of about 13 minutes of action of him.
Sure.
And I think the most we got was in episode 3 when they went to the guy's Cirque du Soleil's house and they were like throwing the spears at him, and that really wasn't. That wasn't too great, and then episode 2 we got when he was fighting the jackal and switching, and then episode 1 it happened at the end. So it's always at the latter end of the show and of the episodes, and then it's not really super thrilling. It's just kind of he's not really doing anything that's amazing. We got like one shot that was like, he was bulletproof with the cape. So I was just like, I'm not blown away.
Sure. I'm
enjoying it. They're really leaning into the mental health aspect of it, and he better be in the suit the entire fucking time in the next episode. Like it's time. Like
I feel like we're not gonna get the suit for a little bit,
and that's kind of disappointing.
I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of like pieces to
Yeah.
move around before the suit returns at this stage in the game.
I'm not.
But
there's 2 episodes left, right?
No, there's 3. I think it's 6 episodes total.
So this is 4. This
This was the 3rd episode.
No, this was 4, right?
That was the 3rd episode.
You are talking about the 3rd. The 4th one just came out yesterday.
Oh,
okay, so
that's the one with the asylum, right?
Okay, so then there's 2 episodes.
So there's 2.
left.
Okay,
Okay,
all
never
right.
mind.
Just
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So
I thought it
yeah,
was the 3rd episode.
Nah, man, they gotta. There's
So yeah, 2 episodes left. Yeah.
in comparison to the other shows where it's turned up with like comic book superhero shit happening.
Yeah.
This one is.
It
just
also
like,
feels like fully disconnected from the whole Marvel thing.
Yeah. I mean, there was a Kang Easter egg in it.
Yeah.
A few other references, like we saw Bass, the Panther God, in the wherever they were inside that tomb.
Yeah.
Like a reference to her. But other than that, there's no direct correlation to like the Avengers or anything else that's happening in the MCU. And that was intentional. They said they wanted this to kind of live in its own pocket. So.
Sure. All right, very good. It's kind of a roundup on our superheroes. Why don't we talk a little bit about Netflix? You had that on the list of things. Big fall from
grace, yes,
if you will.
Netflix is losing money, bruh.
Yeah, they're down. It was almost at 700 at one point, kind of during the last 2 years. And now it's, mid 2s somewhere?
218.
218,
today.
yeah. That's pretty low. That's a big fall. But the high point was not, I feel like, an accurate evaluation of the company. I feel like there was a lot of stocks at that time that were really off the charts.
Yeah.
Like not rational numbers. I feel like this is more of a balancing out problem.
Then they're just kind of like hitting a plateau.
They're probably I think that they're probably balancing back out at a more realistic number. I think a lot of companies are going through that right now.
With COVID.
And I mean, and Netflix hasn't done the most consumer friendly things in the last few years. So they're kind of piling on, right? I feel like they kind of have to expect it to some extent, because you know the stock price is going to come back down, and then they've increased the price of Netflix twice in the last
year,
18 months almost, and it's not cheap anymore. Now it's like $20.
$20.
And now they're getting ready to roll out the whole password thing, where they're going to start kind of restricting accounts per household.
How is that going to be like? Josh, you can probably speak to this better than I can. Is it going to be like? Are they going to do this via like a home IP address that's attached to the primary account?
That's the only thing I can imagine. The rumor is that they're trialing it in South America right now, where there's a market for buying and selling passwords. Oh. So that's a huge revenue stream for some people to purchase one subscription and then sell it out however many times. So there's rumor that they're trialing it, and that's how I imagine they're doing it. But the way it looks is that they're charging an extra fee if they discover it. Like, hey, we see that you're sharing it. Now your fee is $30 a month instead of $20 or whatever it works out to be.
That's insane. Yeah. Why don't just limit the streams?
Well, they do now.
They do, right.
So depending on the package that you pay for, there is a limit to how much you can stream at any given time. But it's like, how often is it? Even if you're sharing your password, like my family, we all share.
We're not
password.
all watching Netflix.
Yeah, but how often is it that all 5 of us are watching Netflix at the same time? It's just not that common. Now, could some of us be logged in at one time or at the same time in various locations? Like, obviously, yes. Like, that's happening all of the time, every day.
It just seems very. It's like, you know, when we were kids and you got punished, and your parents just did like the extra thing on top of you already being punished. Like, all right, I know I can't go outside, but like, did you have to like hide all the remotes to the TVs too? Like, you know
yeah,
like,
I think they know what they're getting themselves into a little bit. I think that they expect the stock price to probably fall quite a bit.
So apparently, I mean, the official headline was they lost 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you're going to lose. I think Netflix is going to lose more subscribers than anybody, especially given their format of releasing everything at once, because there really is no incentive for anyone to stick around if you're only hanging out for one or two shows. Whereas, again, like all of the other streaming services, you know, they're rolling things out on a weekly basis. So if you really like Moon Knight or if you like a Star Wars show, you have to continue your subscription with Disney for
the show, right?
Yeah, I mean, for the duration of the show. And so Netflix is like, I think it's weird because they're kind of trying to get more money, I think, right out of the gate because they assume that people are going to fall off at a greater rate. Whereas like Disney can charge less because they know that they're going to keep you for the duration.
Yeah.
Like it's too much of a hassle to cancel your membership like for only a month, right? Because like Disney, they generally start and end their shows pretty close to one another.
Yeah, so you got to stay.
So yeah, maybe you can dip out for a month, maybe, or you know, hold out for a little bit, but you're signing back up pretty quick if you want to be current on Star Wars or Marvel
once
shows.
Moon Knight ends, they're gonna move us right into Obi-Wan.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're just kind of.
So they have like a roadmap for it, which is like ideal for them. Like they'll keep subscribers, and they know that based upon their roadmap of shows. Whereas Netflix is, you know, they have hits, but they're really, you know, you're going to watch Stranger Things in 2 days. And that's, I think, why they're splitting season 4, because I think that they're hoping that they can steal a little bit of that model where, like, instead of dumping it all at once, and they did the same thing with Ozark, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to give you some of it now, but then
month,
hope that you're going to, you know, not cancel because you're going to want to stick around for July when this rest of the season comes out. So they're kind of doing the same thing.
Well, so the other thing, though, is that all these other services over the last 2-3 years have really exploded with really good content.
Yeah.
And it's just hitting it away at it. I mean, are you going to spend $20 on Netflix and $5 on Apple and $10 on Peacock and $10 on, you know, whatever it is?
Yeah.
At what point do you start cutting off? You know?
Yeah.
And Netflix will be the first to go because it's the most expensive.
Most expensive
And-
with the least, at this point, the least amount of exclusive content.
Sure. I would say that it has probably even more to, like, for me, it's less about the exclusive content, more about the shows that I like.
Right.
Right? Like all Stranger Things, like I would sign up for Netflix to watch Stranger Things, but I could probably bow out for a little bit and like take a break once I watch that and then sign back up. And it's Stranger, like they put those out every other year. It's not like Stranger Things is dropping every, 12 months. It's that release schedules. There's a lot of space in between.
Netflix they shot themselves in the foot with how they release content.
Well, I don't think so. I think that was the de facto way to do it. And then these other streaming platforms came along and went, why don't we do it like TV used to be?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. People cut cable because they figured, I don't need to pay all this. I get what I want with Netflix. Mm-hmm. Well, then Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever started doing the exact same thing
But
cable
TV
does.
does,
Like you
cable
pay
does,
extra for this and you pay extra for that. So it's cyclical. You know, you come back around to the same idea. And this is just the way TV used to be.
There's a place. There's absolutely a place for Netflix. And, they have content that covers all genres, but I don't think it's worth $20.
No, it's a high price point. I feel like Netflix, for me, like it makes sense if you can share it with your family or if everybody can kind of tap into it, then that makes sense.
If you,
But at $20 per household, my family's going to would go from spending $20 a month to $120 a month.
Because I kind of feel like it's counterintuitive, right? Like you're going to raise the price because people are sharing passwords. If anything, that's going to cause people to share the password more because there's what? That 5 people, that's $100. But I get 5. I can add 5 people to my account. I don't give a fuck if you cut me off while I'm watching it because another person is watching it. Because at that point, we're all saving what, $20? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Like,
I think that they're going to limit it, I think, to the IP address because that's how they ensure that they are charging you more. Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if their goal is to make more money off of every person that wants to watch Netflix, then they would have to be more restrictive than that.
And that's stupid. I think it's a stupid business model because, like, I pay for Netflix for just because I pay for it, but it's more for like my mother, my aunt. They're on my account. You know, like they don't know. They're older, so they don't really know the mechanics of. Yeah, I could. You know, the first thing an older person, hey, do you have Netflix? How does it?
Yeah.
Look, just download the app and use my sign in. Like, don't even.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what the millennial, the Gen Z thing is. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. Just use my sign in or what have you, and enjoy it. Like, that's fine, right? So now you're gonna take that away. I don't really feel like I need to pay for it anymore because most of the time the person paying for the account is paying for it for other people.
Sure.
Right?
So something else that they do that's not really common is that they charge you more for HD and then they charge you more
4K,
for 4K because their base plan doesn't even include 1080p.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Right,
Yeah.
their $10 plan. In order to get HD, you got to pay $15.
You got 420p.
Yeah, because they think that like people that are like streaming it on their phones only, or like there is a market for it. Like if you do just want the content, you don't care about the quality, then
Sure.
like cut back on it. But it is pretty lame, especially given that like, you know, the marketplace is in a 4K space. So to even have those other
That should be
options,
industry standard right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, iTunes did that right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just kind of automatically switched everything over to 4K. You didn't have to pay anything, which was
I mean, that's
great. And that's kind of how I think it should go.
it's the Apple Illuminati though. Like they know
Yeah.
it's a standard. Like they
Also, if you're paying like $100 or $120 in like for a family now, all of a sudden, like you're almost better off just buying the show outright that you would want.
yeah, because can't you buy like
The big shows they put out standalone that you can buy.
Yeah,
them
you
separately.
can just
so
buy
if you want to
Stranger
own it,
Things.
you could, but they don't put it out. It's not like you can buy it right away. So
Yeah,
it comes out.
there's going to be a delay.
It comes out like 2 months or 2 or 3 months later.
so for people like us.
but it would almost be cheaper.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I don't think that this business model is going to be substantial for them. Like I think it's gonna, if anything, it's gonna hurt them in the long run. Raising the price,
We'll see.
cracking down on. First of all, I'm a customer. Don't use the words crack down on me.
Yeah.
Like that is very aggressive, and I feel like you're trying to criminalize me for letting my grandmother use my password. Like
Something
Yeah.
that, especially something that they haven't enforced for 20 years.
crack down.
And all of a sudden, a
enforce.
crackdown.
I don't like I don't like those words. Don't talk.
I mean, I think that they foresaw the stock price dropping significantly, so I think that they were kind of scrambling to find ways to preserve revenue. And 200,000 is a good amount of people that stopped, but there's also a lot of households that have Netflix still.
Very
so I'm
aggressive.
sure that they will still continue moving forward with this stuff. I don't think they're going to back off any of that. We might get more leniency on the password sharing thing, perhaps. Given that they raised the prices, like they might add some plans in there that maybe allow you to have more than one household on there.
Yeah.
Because like for example, like my parents, like they live here in Baltimore, but they also have a house, like a vacation house. So what do they have to do?
Talk that talk,
Do
man.
they have to have two
Talk that
separate?
talk.
But do they have to buy 2 separate accounts or something?
Right. Yeah.
Do
And
I
like,
got?
so how does
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
How
so
does
many
that work?
questions,
Like,
yeah.
do they have
Do
to set
like-
up 2 different email addresses now so they can have 2 different accounts and they gotta pay
you-
separately? Like,
you gotta.
or do you email them and like explain your situation and
you
like
take a scan of the deed,
provide utilities?
email it in.
Yes.
Guys, let me take this opportunity to talk about NordVPN.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, can we get them to sponsor this shit?
Anyway, we did a deep dive just now on Netflix.
I mean,
think we can-
I think it's a necessary conversation.
It's an interesting topic. I would love to see what happens.
Last bit here
over the
is
next
they
few
had
weeks.
also discussed, I think either in the earnings call or afterward, potentially introducing an ad-supported level.
That's the lower tier. So like what is it? What's the other ones that have commercials? Hulu.
Yeah. Hulu, Peacock.
If
now,
you bundle in with Disney Plus, the supported version of Hulu you get is the one with commercials.
Right.
Which I don't.
But Netflix has always been staunchly against advertising.
It feels like
and
it's
now
just counter to the culture by definition.
I want to talk about commercials in a second.
Okay.
But I love commercials. But anyway.
You're the only one.
I see the value in them. I'll tell you why. Hold on. But I think if you were to, with the Disney Plus, Hulu, you need that lower tier is supported by an advertisement. And then you do this with Netflix. Now obviously there's a revenue opportunity, but I don't know. It has to be the right combination of assets, right? Like if you're gonna give me ads, then I gotta have base 4K and you can't crack down on my passwords.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
You can't.
I think it's gonna be worse than better. I think the outcome is gonna be worse than
Who's
better.
gonna advertise on Netflix?
Everybody.
NordVPN.
No, that's right. Do you worry about your privacy on the internet?
But commercials, man. I love commercials, bro.
No. When I watch like shows or TV that like has commercials, first of all, it feels foreign to me now because so much that I consume does not have commercials. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And then they just repeat the same 3 commercials over and over and over.
Repeat of the same commercial. Right?
Yeah.
You just saw the commercial.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like they just couldn't sell the block.
Yeah, that space,
so
right.
then they just replay the same like State Farm ad 3 times in a row.
With the duck.
Oh, and then you just like, then I am way too familiar with the commercial. It's not the way that it used to be when it was like fun things like, Pizza Hut and like the cool new toy and like dope commercials. It's just like terrible ads.
You're not getting a
The
helicopter.
same ad back to back, dude.
It was a commercial with where you stab the straw into it. What is it? Where he like turns into the juice blob, starts chasing the kids. What is the juice that you?
We're talking Capri Sun?
Yes, correct. It was a Capri Sun, and then the kids turn into like juice blobs.
Yeah, these are not the ads
It's like
that
the
we're
Secret
watching
Life of
anymore.
Alex Mack.
It's insurance ads.
Yep.
Liberty
It's
Mutual.
pharmaceutical
I do love
ads.
the Limu ads. Limu, Emu, and Doug.
They're
Those are
the
good.
worst ads.
Liberty-
The ad
Liberty,
market
Liberty.
has really declined.
Libbity bibbity.
God damn it.
The Limu, Emu, and Doug.
You're not getting a helicopter.
All right, do you have any thoughts you want to share on ads? I know you said you love them. So.
I just love them. I feel like it's an opportunity for me to go to the bathroom.
But you can also just pause a show, right?
No, because I need the preemptive. It's like a shot clock for me. Commercial, I got, and it gives you the timer in the corner, 1 minute and 24 seconds until this ad is complete, and I can like.
You just need some better self-discipline, man.
No, it's.
If you need to go to the bathroom, just go to the bathroom.
Nah, I got the ads.
God.
It's an intermission for me. Right. I stretch my legs.
I'm not going with you on this, but your reasoning is not.
And then sometimes the ads are good.
It's not for me.
You get to see what deals T-Mobile has.
Courtney watches the Super Bowl for the ads.
Oh,
One of
The
those
Super Bowl
people.
is different though because the ads are like there's a
Sure.
diverse ad pool. I'm getting a lot of different types of ads, and they're going to be pretty good. Whereas when I'm watching like Hulu with ads, it's just it's the same ad.
They better be good. They
30
spend
times.
the fucking GDP of Monaco for that 30-second
$20
spot.
million. For
I would also love to know if at Hulu if there's like a person that does the ad thing. Like if you can't sell all the
ad
blocks,
approval person.
then do you just run the same ad twice because you have to fill the blocks? And like, do you charge them for that, or is this just like a freebie because you have to fill the space?
Sounds like this is much more technical industry conversation.
No, I
He
know.
put them shits in a hat.
But I always wonder.
It was like Liberty Bibbity, Verizon, and Hulu has live sports. All right, go.
Because when you were watching like traditional cable TV back in the day, they never doubled up on ads.
Sure.
That's a streaming thing, and I want to know why technically it happens.
Right.
I
I think it's because it's algorithmic based.
and they're isolated to whoever specifically paid for those. Because if you watch network TV,
So you're
and
saying,
they're targeting you.
but you're
too.
saying that like the ads I see are different than the ones that you see.
No, I don't think so.
You're saying if I'm
on
watching
on what
Hulu-
platform? On Hulu? Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
I'm definitely
They
thinking
don't
so.
have that many commercials.
Listen, again, I don't know this. I don't watch TV with commercials.
They get
Hulu,
like
it's not my
they
thing.
get like 3 companies that are willing to pay them
Yeah,
for
okay,
commercials.
fine.
and
That's
All
what
right.
I. That's what I. Yeah.
That's my opinion, but
I don't think
know.
they got a.
All right.
I don't think they got a vault.
I'm just thinking this is like a
commercials.
YouTube type situation where, I might get a commercial about.
Now YouTube. That's
YouTube is different.
Yeah.
Sure, I
YouTube is
understand that,
different.
and I was just template matching.
But they're not doubling
Yeah,
up on
My
ads.
bad.
That's interesting to me because I wonder what Josh's YouTube
All
ads.
right.
Look like.
All right.
Are we on the air?
Moving on.
Liberty-
'cause we've
liberty,
We've
liberty.
spent a lot of time on this. On this topic.
Who was in
of
my
ads.
office? That one where the friggin' feathers are everywhere. Who was in my office?
All right, Courtney. So you've watched The Ultimatum, is that right?
I watched it.
More so. All right. So you'll
I
notice
feel
that
you
I
about to
printed
set
out
me
these
up.
cards to help you out.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone's been watching at this point, they're probably like, "Why the fuck are these people?"
Yeah, we should have done this first.
There
But
should have been a JW card in there.
Just because.
we're not professionals. Okay. Anyway, I printed these out to help you out and to help me out too because I didn't care.
Help me help you, okay.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
can
I-
finally talk about all these people.
All right,
All right.
all right.
Are we ready, guys?
I've got my own study guide right
I
here.
love this.
I don't know what you're about to do to me.
Oh, well, I'm
kinda
not gonna,
nervous.
no, we're not going to do anything. This is not an activity.
So why?
This is just to help. Like, I'm going to pull this. We can just pull this person out and talk about this person.
What was the game where
I'll help arrange
murder
these.
mystery game?
Clue.
Clue. We're about to make Clue with the ultimatum people.
Or guess who? You know, one of those.
I realize
Is
I
he
should
wearing
have
a
lined these up.
mustache?
I realize I should have lined these up before. Who you want to talk about first?
Are you putting them in original couples?
Yeah, so we'll go original couples because I feel like that's the most helpful.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
All of these people are idiots.
Yeah, we know
Yes.
that. We know that.
Yes.
dude. All right. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Nathan Ruggles. Poor Nate.
I definitely am missing somebody. Oh, no, I'm not. All right, great.
JW.
I was going to say, I had this right. All right, dude. There they are. They're all laid out. Let's get into it.
Lauren Pounds. I didn't know her last name was Pounds. Lauren.
I didn't. Who knows what any of their last names are? I guess it is on their nameplate.
There we go. That's much better. I never know what to do with my mic.
So let me tell you who we'll start with. We'll get them out of the way because they bailed on the show immediately because they like totally bitched out. All right.
Hunter and Alexis.
Yes,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
Hunter and
Oh,
Hans.
I was so I wanted to see so much more of what she had to say.
Yes.
She is handsome Squidward.
So I was like not sold on her, and Emily thought I was crazy.
Nah,
I was
man.
like, nah, dude, I'm not into this.
She is a narcissist, bro.
Yes.
Narcissist.
Also, she thought that she was the hottest chick on the show by far.
Yeah.
That's why she came in swinging heavy. And then nothing worked out. So her dude bailed her out at the dinner.
he definitely bailed
He
her
bailed
out.
her out because he was like, she's on her own.
And she had
He says that's real love. So I don't know. He might be right.
I don't think he wanted any parts. First of all, I don't think he wanted the wrath of Alexis post show. So he was
Could
like,
be.
"Let me
Sure.
Could be.
let me get my John and get out of here. let me get my girl and get the fuck out of here.
All right. So they dip out early. So we're going to move on from them. All right.
Yeah, she's trash.
Because they're like not super relevant to the conversation. The next couple to bail, that's all the way down here. Yeah, get into this. Now, this Nathan was like my favorite terrible person on the show, which I'm super bummed that he bailed so soon because he was by far the worst person. The worst person.
I'm up to about, because Josh and I, we both haven't finished yet.
Right.
But I am cognizant of what happens because I watched like a recap and the whole
Yeah.
thing. He's a bad person.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
He's a bad person.
Genuinely a bad person.
Like what he did in episode 3 or 2 or 3, The Choice, he's a bad guy.
Yep.
Yeah. He was just like moving
Yep.
down the line of women
Yep.
like, I'm going to pick you.
Yep.
I'm going to pick you.
No,
And they
man.
were all like, no, you're
no,
not.
bro, go get your girl, bro.
And
then
within the same 5 minutes, he bailed on his whole plan.
No one thought this through.
I do really like that he was called out, though. That I can't
April?
remember that
April?
April was like,
She's my favorite.
2 minutes ago you said you were picking me, and now you proposed to her. Like,
April's a wreck, but she's honest about how bad of a wreck she is.
April?
Yeah.
Okay. We want to move on to her now?
No, I was just.
that was just a side note.
Yeah, and for her calling out
It's super valid.
Nate, like he's just.
Super
it didn't.
valid.
All of his choices got picked, so he just kind of did the superficial. Will you marry me? Like Hunter. Like Hunter stole the show. Like me and my girl. We out.
Yep.
Like we not. I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah, he was White Knight in that scenario.
Yeah, and
She got all emotional and was like, "No one loves me," and then he was like, "I love you.
I love
marry
you, Alexis. God, you superficial.
Really bad too, because she would have gone with somebody else 100%. If somebody else was bought in,
She had her eyes on Colby.
It may have also come down to like the Nate situation where everybody just keeps skipping her. You know, it might have.
And then her and
very
Nate would have ended up
or
together.
she asked somebody out and they go, I don't know. I don't think so. The producers did a pretty good job though of picking the ones that they thought like there was a prescribed order and they picked their best order that they could have picked. So good on them.
I originally thought the show concept was going to provide external options. So I thought they were going to take all the guys and like put them in a room with like 50 women and let them all like hang out for like a day, go on like some, speed dates, that kind of thing. And then they would find other people. I didn't realize that they were going to try to force them with like the other people on the show. It seems really ineffective.
They should have did a psychological assessment
Well, I guarantee you.
with the other couples,
So I
and
think they
then
did.
matched you up with who you thought.
I think
who
they
thought
did
you should be with.
because in episode 6, I think it's Madeline was with her friends, and she mentioned something about the guys that she chose, and she said, we're just the same, and she said, yeah, that's the point. You're exactly the same. So I think that they did have some sort of filter
Yeah,
They fill out
in this,
like a test.
right?
There are, to my knowledge, there are assessments that oftentimes take place from a psychological perspective on candidates for reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they had a good idea that they probably would find at least a few matches.
I filled out one for Family Feud.
Oh, dude. Dude, we went to Family Feud to be on the show. We didn't get picked ultimately, but we tested for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big offshoot. But like we went down there to the studio.
We should do it as a team.
I don't think that they do.
How's that gonna
teams,
work?
But yeah. They do.
Well,
I think exclusively
it's 2022.
family.
This is my
22.
stepbrother, Courtney. Hello, gentlemen.
Well, it's 2022. They can't. What can
Yeah.
they say?
It's
Yeah,
also
fair
not
enough.
as fun as you think it is. It's a long day, and it's kind of a bummer.
But you
It's
can
not
win
as fun as
You
think
don't want
it's
to win a
gonna be.
Jeep Cherokee
I don't know.
and go
Survey says no, apparently.
and
I
go,
don't know. Maybe.
go against a
Maybe.
heavily spirited Black Baptist family from Kentucky.
We would have to have we'd have to come up with like a show tune thing that we all sing together, and we'd have to be really animated.
And color scheme. Yeah.
yes,
yeah.
yes. You don't get on the show unless you have an act.
Yeah,
That's
there's
so-
got to be some shtick.
And my family did not have an act. I don't
That's how you know you're real
You
people.
know some people in
Yeah.
my family. We don't have an act. No. Yeah. They were like, they brought us all down. They flew us all down to Atlanta, put us on the show, like to do like, because the thing is they bring like 60 families in. You all play the show without Steve Harvey. You all play it. And then the producers pick the people that they like, the families that they think
thought
will do
were,
well
on
against
TV.
one another.
Yeah.
And then they bring you back like later that day to film with him. And they filmed the whole season like in 2 days. So it's not like
What?
Yeah. So
He's got
everybody,
that many suits?
yes, yeah, yeah.
I knew Steve Harvey had suits.
It's brutal.
He got that many suits though?
It's brutal.
On hand.
I mean, it's the same. Most shows are like Jeopardy films. Jeopardy films 2 episodes or 5 episodes a day for 2 weeks, and then they take a 3-month break or whatever it is.
I don't have that much knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on Family Feud, you're just answering a survey of what 100 women think you should do under a mistletoe or something.
Yeah, and like you have to respond. They want like funny responses. They want like cute quips. Like they're very outspoken about it too. If your family has like a thing that you do, like a song or a dance, or if there's like a family joke about, I don't know, whatever. Like you have to have.
Well, you guys do the 12 Days of Christmas. That's a fun shtick, right? Is it 12 Days of Christmas?
No. That's not a family thing. Oh, okay. That's Lori and Graham.
Okay.
And then like everybody else from her show. I was never on that.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So it's not as fun as you might think. That's all that I'm saying. But I'm not, if they want to do groups, we'll go. I'll learn some jokes. All right. Let's move on.
Get him out of there.
Although I do think Nathan would have been a fantastic, terrible person to watch for more episodes.
Him and Alexis really should have linked up, because when people are picking people, first of all, the production in this show is just kudos to Nick Lachey, because every time someone picks someone, it cuts to Nate. He's like this. Oh, why? I'm like, bro, like it's so terribly good.
Oh, dude.
Oh man.
It's
who's left?
The best and the worst. Oh, there's plenty.
Well, we've only talked about the couples that are no longer on the show.
Yeah, the people that are no longer in the show is all we've talked about. So we can.
It is only 4 couples left.
Yeah, look, we can talk about April and Jake next, because I feel like you're a big April fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like April too. I think that she's fine. She's a little heavy-handed on the whole kid thing. She would do a lot better if she just dialed that back.
She feels. She seems like very passionate, very. What do you call it? Emotional drunk.
She's intense.
Very intense.
Like there's a lot of work there.
And Jake seems like he's abused.
Yeah, he does. He does.
When he never asked me what I want.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of PTSD in that relationship.
And it was even more telling that he was having this breakdown while he was drunk, because clearly everyone has their drunk voice.
Oh, they're all wasted the whole time. And
then like they do their confessional, whatever, and then it cuts to them, and then they're talking, they're interacting with the other people, and they got the heavy drunk voice. It's either a lisp, they're slurring words. For Jake, it was the emotional. He was like turning red and about to cry, and it's just bad. It's just fucking terrible.
I didn't really realize how. I mean, obviously I knew they were drinking, but the episode Boys and Girls Night Out, I think episode 3 or maybe 4, when Madeline is just going on about how she's having so much fun with Randall, and she eventually just goes, you know what? I don't even give a shit. Whatever. And she stands up and then like does one of these like fall over, fall back 3 times things right off camera.
And they don't care.
Oh, yes. All right.
I just imagine Nick is watching it like us, like just sitting in the back, just like, yes, this is great.
I think you're putting way too much on Nick Lachey. I feel like he's like, his like phone goes off. He's like, all right, we gotta go downtown and film this, and then he fucks
Nick
off.
is at home for the whole.
He is a super villain, bro. I feel like he has got a room with like a spinning door lock with everyone in.
Every screen is watching. Every camera feed is up in front of him.
He's got like vital monitors for all of the people.
Yes, he's got these people like they're in the NBA bubble, bro. Like he is.
Oh god. Yes, it turns out if you like look at the credits, it's just like Nick Lachey. He does do it all.
Such a renaissance man.
Yeah, man, he's Dr. Evil. He is literally probably just petting a cat, watching all of his monitors and shit.
All right. Shanique and Randall. I've always thought Randall looks like Justin Timberlake. My wife thought this, and I agree.
He looks like a black Justin Timberlake.
Doesn't he? Does he not? Look at him right there.
He does. He does look like a black Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Oh man, which is one of my favorite things on Twitter, when they put celebrities that look alike together, like Future and Meryl Streep. I love that shit. But yeah, man, like he is. I feel like Randall is an okay guy.
Yeah, I thought Shanique was an okay.
I thought she was, but she's not.
I don't.
She's not.
She's not. All right, do tell.
No, I just felt like when she was with Zay, and every time they had a run-in, she just shut him down. She'd like look away, walk away, and it was always his fault.
Yeah.
And she kept doing this. Why are you going to do that to me? And then looks away and proceeds to do that same thing.
Because she's an abuser.
Okay, all right.
You saw how she was treating Zay in the
Right,
apartment.
sure. That's what I'm saying.
She would
That's what
say
I'm saying.
things like she is a manipulator. Like she would say things like,
What you guys didn't get to is on like episode 8 or 9 when Zay has this argument with Ray. She just goes back and as a friend just abuses him.
abuses Zay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Doesn't
sure.
she like hit him and like?
Oh no.
Ray hits him, and then she goes to have a conversation. Shanique goes to have a conversation with Zay, and then keeps bringing up his childhood and how traumatic it is. And keeps telling him that's not a reason for you to be like this.
Oh no, she's a manipulator.
Yeah.
Heavy.
All
She
right.
would do things like she would like, these are the pictures I'm going to put up in my bedroom, and he's like, our bedroom. She's like, no, my bedroom.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, she's this close to being like a serial killer.
All right.
She does that weird like
I love
flirtatious,
I love that read.
weird look that's like.
It's intense.
It's an intense kind of flirtatious look, but we've all looked at people like, seen people look at you like that, and you've been like, yeah, something ain't right. Something's not right there.
So that brings us to Ray and Zay.
Something's not right with her either. Something's not right with all of
Oh
these
no,
people.
no, Ray is wild. She's it's not all there for her.
Because Ray hooked up with Jake,
Right.
and now they look like cousins. That shit.
That was a plot point from the beginning, though.
We're gonna hook them up, and now they look like cousins.
We have so much
They
in
do
common.
look a little related.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable for me. I was just like, I was like, you kind of like when you look at couples, right? You kind of like you want the features to kind of bounce off of each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm brown, Chanel's fair. Like you're a brunette, M's blonde, or whatever she, wants to be. But she's most of the time she's blonde, right?
Yes.
Or she's got bright hair, right?
Sure.
So that kind of like bounces off.
There's some contrast.
There's some contrast. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm
get
saying? So like, to look at two people who kind of look alike when they're dating is just very strange.
They seem like brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like incest
They both got
every time.
super excited about how like similar they were.
And then she's going to get stuck in a dryer, and that's going to be a whole nother movie.
Or he's gonna come out dressed as Ray, and they're gonna be like, "What happened to Ray?" It's like, "I am Ray."
It's an inbuilt Halloween costume. But either way, I feel like the two of them are probably better than Ray and Zay. They were very different people.
Yeah, I was gonna make a Leatherface joke, but never mind.
Make your own joke.
Oh man, it's the
Zay
Beyblade.
kind of got steamrolled. I felt like throughout the whole season.
Zay,
He
yeah,
came in with
Yeah.
the bad situation,
Yeah.
left with the bad situation.
poor guy, man. Like I think he did. I mean, he came in. He did. I feel like if anyone, he did what he was supposed to do. Like you're not gonna put me on a show and give me an ultimatum and then set me up with another woman for 3 weeks. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen?
Nothing good.
Nothing.
Oh, I knew going in that it was going to be a total shit show.
It's like slitting your wrist and then going for a drive. Like, let's see how far I can get down 695 before I pass out. Like, this is really, really self-sabotaging.
Colby and Mad.
I love that you saved that for last.
Colby. So they weren't even supposed to wait.
Madeline.
No, that's the girl he started with.
That's the girl
right?
he
That's
came
the girl
with.
he started
he
with.
came with, and then he ended up
He
hooking up
April.
He
with
partners
April.
up with
right.
April because April
Out of necessity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
April and Colby find each other out of necessity. They're both like, we don't want to be together, but we're just going to ride this out as friends.
Did they end up banging?
No, because they were out seeing other people while
The
it
whole
was-
time? Oh,
So
that's what you were
Right.
telling me.
it's alluded to
Okay,
throughout the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
They don't get into it too deep, but it is alluded to that like while they are together, they're both out living their own lives, like seeing other people. Like they decided because that they didn't find an opportunity with one another that they would still try to go find an opportunity just elsewhere. And that was like crossing a line for their like other partners that they came with, because they were like, that's not how this works. Like you can't just go find anybody you want. Like you're restricted
You're
to the people that
supposed
you're
to
with.
be.
Yeah, but the two of them were like, yeah, but we're not into each other. So they kind of wrote it out as like friends. Colby and April, that is. They like had a little conference out front of the building.
I remember
that.
episode 3, yeah.
I remember
And
that.
they were like, we're just going to get through this because Colby is a psycho.
Which I don't know. There's no way to, I mean, there's no
Very
right
ill.
answer here, clearly. However, there's two sides of this. You don't get along with the person you were forced to, so make the best of it is one side.
Oh, I get
And then
it,
the
yeah.
other side is, how dare you go out with somebody else? I mean, there's no way to argue either side, really.
I think writing it out is fine. Like, I think if you wind up not matching with somebody else there, your significant other does, which Madeline was like
All
100%
about Randall, right?
into Randall,
Yeah.
like 100% in. She was fully bought into that situation.
He hit it,
So
right.
if he figures,
Randall
she figures
definitely
that
hit it.
out, and you are not linking up with April, I get it. Like, I think that it's fine. Like, if you guys want to hang out and be friends, that's great. Didn't work out. But if you're going to go find somebody else, I think that's fine too. The point of the show is what would happen if you were with somebody else that you felt some kind of way about.
They were like, we're just going to take the alternative and it'd be divorce. And we just go out and date other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's. in a
We'll take the or move on option.
That's the alternative in the real world. If it doesn't work out, I just go see other people. I don't go with the person who you trap me with on TV.
Yeah.
Like
That's what they did.
yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. I understand.
And you
it.
can't be upset with either one of them for taking
No, but
their
I
own
think-
initiative.
So I think April and Madeline were maybe upset because, or not April. Sorry, Madeline and who's the other one?
Jake.
Jake were upset perhaps because they felt like they tried to find somebody in the confines of their space as opposed to just
They played by the rules.
Yes,
Yeah.
as opposed to the broader world.
And you cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look at it like
So that's what I was. So that's
I
what I was
was
kind of trying to
limited.
say earlier, is that it's cheating either way, whether it's this person that you already met in filming or some
Or
random
who I
person.
go see at the cantina. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It
they were
matters.
just glad because they felt like they had won up the situation because they found somebody that they were into and you didn't. So they felt like they were in a power position.
I wish there was a break room from like a punishment for not abiding by the rules for
My
these
God.
people. You
Go ahead. Sorry.
you gotta, I don't know.
I wish the show would have like followed them out into those situations though. But it was very clear that like the camera crew was like super stuck to the hotel or wherever it was they were filming. But it would have been interesting to see what had happened outside of.
Yeah.
Like I like the idea of some of the characters deciding to go rogue and just fine. Like I'll go find somebody else. Like not on the show. Like let's follow that story. I would like to see like what they were doing in those situations.
I thought that was an interesting point because I was watching this and I'm like, I was talking to Isaiah in the car. I was like, so what is the functional component of them being together? Like, what do these people go to work? Or like, what are they doing during the day? Like, and then there's they don't really elapse the time. It's like, all right, you go from one episode to the next, and then it's like Randall's like, yeah, we've been together for a week. And I'm like, a week? It's only been one show.
Yeah, they definitely pulled everybody from the same, I'm guessing from like the same area. Like,
It's
I'm sure
Austin.
everybody is.
Yeah, it's all Austin.
Yeah, so then they just get a hotel, they rent out
Right.
6
Are you still going to
rooms.
work?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you live in Austin, you work in Austin, you're just not staying at your house.
I
or
think we
your
only
apartment or
saw the
whatever.
work one time when Ray was leaving and
Okay.
left
She
Jake on
was-
the last day of their trial when
Yeah.
she was wearing the scrubs.
She was wearing
That was
scrubs.
the only reference to
she
work.
used to work pretty often. I'm not sure if anybody else on that show has a job.
Right.
I know Zay doesn't because apparently he's still in school. He hasn't graduated yet.
But they also could just be filming on the weekends. Like it's possible they work during the week because there's not that like the show is
There's
not
not.
that long and there's not that much content. I mean, really, it was like dinners for the most part and like activities, kind of right at the hotel. So I doubt that the camera crews were like actually rolling during the week all that much.
And that's the part they got to add to it.
They had to
gotta
spend so much time in the bedroom waiting for him to boink.
Yeah,
Right.
truthfully,
fucking cameras
most of the show takes place at the pool or in their rooms.
Right.
Yeah.
They're having an intimate moment. Get in there. Camera
Yeah.
2, 3, you.
They should have made them all work at like a Chipotle.
That would have been hilarious. I was surprised that they didn't have them doing activities together. Like
That's what I'm
there were
saying.
so
Like,
few
where's
of
the
them.
functional component?
Yeah.
Like, make
Yeah.
them do
I thought
something.
it was gonna be like Survivor, where they'd make them, like do
add
things.
to the stress.
Yeah, dial it up.
Right? And like if it's married, what was the subtitle of the show?
Marry or Move On.
Marry or move on. Like, add a real life component to marriage, right? Like, budget. Like, you work at McDonald's and you can only survive off of this. Add some stress rather than top shelf tequila. Like, nah, I want to see you live off a McDonald's salary for 3 weeks with
Then it
with
becomes
this.
more of like a biography or like a biopic than a shitty reality show.
Yeah, I want to see how these people actually navigate life in a real life scenario with a partner that's not theirs. Not like wife swap.
Yeah, you're not watching them do anything.
Yeah, they're not doing anything but coming
that
back
would,
complaining. Yeah.
help you kind of determine whether or not this is the right fit. Which is why I think ultimately in the end, like most of these situations kind of just like return to what they were. Most of them. Like there weren't any like major revelations, I don't think, at the end. Which kind of brings us to
Colby and
Yeah, can we get back to that? 'Cause
Colby
I
and
feel
Madeline.
like
So our villain of the week,
Colby.
that's who we were going with because he is the ultimate villain. For whatever
Ultimate
reason,
manipulator, yeah.
for whatever reason, he was the hot ticket on the show. Everybody was in Colby.
Yeah.
He could have had his pick of the room, which I thought was interesting because he kind of put out weird vibes. I feel like
The
right
hat?
from the get
hat?
go. I love the cowboy hat, dude. Sign me up. Every time they brought that out, I was like, "All right, let's go."
It was scary to me.
No,
it was very Walker,
he's
Texas Ranger.
He's terrifying.
It
But
was
at the
very.
same time, like, listen, that's what I'm here for. Dial it up, dude.
The hat was definitely giving me "come here, boy" vibes. Like, I was not fucking with that. But it was also Texas too, so like that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He also brought, like, I bet you, a ton of them.
he probably had the
Had
case.
to have. Yeah, had to have.
He had to have
that
brought a ton.
I've seen it.
Yep.
My God.
One of my friends goes to South by Southwest every year in Austin, and every time he goes to like the cowboy shop and gets an outfit
Yeah.
and
You
dresses like
pass that over, please.
and buys. Shout out to Torian. He gets like a cowboy hat and the boots and the shirt with
I
like
love that.
Yeah.
like the
I wanted to get one when I was down there. I was down there during South by also, and I didn't do any of the South by things, but the cowboy hat was the one thing I wanted to do. And I'm at the airport, like flying home, and I went, shit, I forgot a cowboy hat.
Something everyone genuinely
dressed like a cowboy one time.
Yeah.
at least one time.
Yeah. If I was on that show in Austin, 100% rolling in with a cowboy hat at some point in time. I'm going to look like a total idiot.
I want
at
some-
some point.
Some
Yeah,
Spurs.
go for it.
Give me some
Yeah.
Spurs at my boots.
You're in Austin. You're on a dumb show.
Some
Get a
chaps.
cowboy hat.
Yeah, be as dumb as you can be.
You got
Why
to.
not? Yeah.
Some assless chaps.
It's different.
And it's
probably a different
working
story.
because everybody's in love with him.
Yeah, I mean-
Anyway.
So master manipulator though.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah, he was killing it.
Madeline.
God, he really knew
Hates
how to fucking.
him.
I
She's
haven't. Oh, I
out.
know. I can't
She's
even
out
wait.
100% on him. I feel like at this stage in the game, we're going to go ahead and talk about the ending because we kind of
Fine.
have to. We're
Yeah,
running out of
of
time.
course.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
She's pregnant, right?
no.
No?
Yes.
That's the
Oh, no,
reunion.
no. At the reunion.
Yeah.
Yes, at the reunion.
Who's
correct.
pregnant?
So I'm talking Madeline at the reunion show. So
Well,
the thing that was like the pivotal evil moment, though, is the last episode where
that's the one you told me. You guys. told
yeah.
me
So
about,
he obviously like picks her or whatever, and then asks her to marry him, and she's like yes, and then he's like, "Will you marry me right now?"
I heard
And
it,
he
yeah.
rolls out like it wasn't like a priest or something, but like somebody like an official
officiant.
person. Yes, an officiant. An officiant rolls out. She doesn't realize it, but she's standing at an altar.
Oh my God.
And the officiant's like, "Are you ready to get married?" And she's like, And she's like, "Yes." Whoa. So
I didn't know it was intense like that.
Oh yeah. He asks her to get married and she says yes. And then he drops it that we're doing it right now.
Oh,
and she has to do it
asshole,
in
bro.
that moment.
He's an asshole.
On television.
Yes. The worst. And her face the whole time is pure terror. She didn't want to say yes at all, but was like, I'll just say yes so he doesn't look terrible on the show and then I'll back out later.
Because the night before he asked her that is the night that he said, I went to this girl's hotel room at 4 a.m. to prove to you.
Because he was committed to the
that
process.
I want to be married to you.
He's committed to the process.
He's 100% into the process.
I mean, you put him here.
After he blamed her for everything.
Yeah.
He put her there.
Oh, he
Right.
gave,
He gave the ultimatum. Right.
Yes.
He gave the ultimatum.
Yep.
But you got to take it all in. You gotta. It's the process.
That's incredible.
You gotta trust the process.
I really loved when when her friends were all sitting there having dinner or whatever,
Oh
and he
my
comes
gosh.
over and she goes, "You said it's all my fault." And he goes, "I never said that." It was literally 20
And
seconds
they
prior.
you definitely said that.
Those friends ate him alive. There was zero sympathy at that table. If I ever find myself at a table like that, just kill me. Or as you like to say, cut my feet off.
Cut my feet off. I'd much
That's
rather
the
bleed out.
worst case.
I'd much rather bleed out.
How can you be in that? That's behind enemy lines, 100%.
And he just come, "Hey, how y'all doing?" All right.
There's no.
All right.
Yeah, there was no one there liked you. You gotta go. Even your wife to be is like
This is the secondhand
slandering
embarrassment,
you.
man. I can't take it.
She wrecked him, and then ultimately he
Yeah, it doesn't mean a thing.
boxed her out.
Yep.
You know.
Wow, that's incredible.
But it's her look. You have to watch her face through the whole interaction.
She's terrified.
You should just skip through. Everybody else basically like falls apart. Ray and Jake, is that his name?
Ray and Jake,
the
yeah.
brother sister.
Yep, mhm.
They run off together.
Really?
Yeah, Jake tells April he's like I'm not. He's like, I think we just need some time. We need some space. Like I don't, I need to go figure myself out. And he tells her, he goes, I'm not gonna run off with Ray. But,
And he does it.
But
and
give me a minute.
literally-
They never
literally
saw him
walks
again.
to like the other side of the property, and Ray is waiting, and he's like, "Let's get out of here."
With 2 plane tickets anywhere in the world.
Yes, he
Nice.
pulls out plane tickets. Like
we
had
gotta
him
get outta here.
He had him in his pocket when he told April that he was not running off with her. The worst.
Yeah.
So the two of them,
He
obviously,
Scooby-Dooed her. I would have got away with it. It was with those meddling kids. I would have got away with it. It was with those meddling cameras. Scooby-Dooed the shit out of her, man.
Damn, dude. So April's left all to her lonesome. She's all super sad. Ray and Jake run off. Everybody else bails and goes back to who they were with. And they're like, all like way more miserable now than they ever were. Because obviously this show is just here to destroy lives.
Yeah, I was about to say, so like what show do they end up on next? Right? Like, because what happens with reality? You've now made a career out of being on reality TV.
It depends on how well I think this show does. I would imagine that at some point Netflix is going to adopt the 90 Day Fiancé format of having like a core show that has a ton of spin-offs.
Yeah,
and then they're constantly making them all of the time so that at any given week, like there is a 90-day show. Like a 90-day show that's on at some point. Like you're never going without.
There's always
before the 90 days just wrapped up a week ago, and then this week they started 90 Day Fiancé. And then when that ends, it'll be after the 90 days. Like I think Netflix will eventually get there, especially if these are like hit shows. You know what I mean? They'll do like follow up to The Ultimatum or Love Is Blind. Like
Yeah, Love Is Blind.
Season 2's already got greenlit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Queer cast.
all queer, all LB, all alphabet.
Really?
I'm sorry, say that again? What?
Wow.
Season 2's already got greenlit.
Of
For-
Ultimatum.
for
Yeah.
Got it.
cast.
Within all queer
Got it.
cast. Yeah.
Interesting. They really are upping the ante.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for them.
It's going to be way messier.
They gotta get like. They gotta
It's also
get
going to be
the-
fun to watch Nick Lachey cope with that.
They got to get the production train rolling. They got to turn these out at a higher rate. This is Netflix's problem.
The political correctness that's gonna bite Nick Lachey in the ass every time he has to speak.
He's going to have a bad time.
Oh, good. It's gonna be so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.
Man,
Go watch some Love After Lockup, please.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I know you keep talking about it. You talk
Can
about
I
it
tell you
every
about
week.
it? The last episode I watched?
Sure.
This kid falls in love with this girl via a dating site, jail dating site,
As you do.
and he's been dating her for 4 years. She gets out, and he pulls up because he knows she's getting out, and he's like, "Yeah, baby, I'm here." And she literally like walks right past him, and goes, and then she's trashy. She's got like a diamond tattoo like right here, and like a diamond
Yeah.
diamond earring like in her face, and she like walks right past him and then goes and gets in another guy's car,
Damn.
and he's like,
That's brutal.
"Bitch, you not gonna speak to me?" Right? And she's like walking past, and she just kind of like walks past, and then she gets in the car with the other guy. So he's like standing there, and then the guy she gets into, he gets out, and he walks over to the other guy, and he's like all in his face, and he's like, "Please walk away." Like he's like, "I don't want any problem. Walk away." And he's like, "What you gonna do about it?" And he just knocks him out.
Damn.
He just knocks him out in the
Oh my
fucking
God.
like yeah, in the fucking parking lot of the jail. And then he gets in his car. He's trying to like pull out of the parking lot, but the guy's knocked out like right by his bumper.
Wow.
Yo, it's brutal.
Let me ask a question about the show format. Is it like, do you follow a couple of stories
Yeah.
over the course of a season, or is
Yeah.
it one story per episode?
No, it's like 4 couples.
Okay, so I
that
follow
have
them.
fallen in
How
love.
long are the seasons?
8, 9 episodes.
Okay.
Oh, it's terrible.
Hour-long episodes?
No,
30 minutes?
30 minutes. Very bad stuff.
It's
How many
quickly
seasons?
digestible.
Very bad
A
stuff.
lot of seasons? Few seasons?
like 3.
Okay.
4 seasons.
What is this on?
134 episodes.
Is it We?
It is
We
We
TV.
It is We TV.
Very bad stuff.
Yep.
All right. Let's go ahead and talk about the whiskey real quick. We'll rate that, and then we'll get out of here. Because I don't have anything
I think
else to
Basil
discuss.
Hayden is a classic, man. You can't ever go wrong with Basil Hayden. Yeah. I love it.
It is very smooth. Everybody else agree?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
James-
I know
James
you're
Beam
into
did a great
it. You
job.
like it a lot. All right.
Yeah, I
It's
think,
just-
I think it's very smooth.
Because I kind of think of Jim Beam as like trashy.
Solid marks for Basil Hayden.
So for them to have like, it's like, I'm trying to think of like another top shelf that's really good, and then their lower tier that's like super trash. I can't think of one, but oh, like Don Julio, like their 1942 is great, but like regular Don Julio like fucking sucks. So, and if that's like what they give out at like Rec Room 2 for 2 and shit.
Yeah.
So for them to have like this with this fancy ass bottle, and then like Jim Beam with the white label that you can peel off, it's like,
Not bad.
yeah, it's really, really, really good. And I didn't know till today that Jim Beam makes it. So
All right.
it's probably just Jim Beam distilled longer.
Most likely. Most likely.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick rundown of what was watched this week.
Okay.
I'll give you some real hot takes real fast
'Cause-
because we're going to get out of here. But you got something?
No, you just always surprise. You surprise me with something that.
Sorry, dude. We're trying different show formats all the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
What I watched this week: Return to Space. Elon Musk. It's on Netflix. Interesting if you're into space. Give it a watch.
Is it kind
It's
of
a documentary style.
around like SpaceX?
Yeah, it's about SpaceX getting to the International Space Station. It's that whole story. There was another
That's
documentary.
my wheelhouse. Like I want to see that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it is very good, and it takes you through that whole process. It's very interesting. So if you're
okay.
into that, then it's definitely worth watching. It's well made. There was another documentary that Netflix also did, Inspiration 4, which was on the first like flight to space that wasn't manned by like astronauts, essentially, which was also SpaceX. But that was also pretty good. This is specifically about SpaceX from kind of start to finish, how they became where they are,
Where they-
where they are today, and then also like the big achievement of basically going to the space station and then moving people back and forth.
Elon is
Good to
Pretty
watch.
interesting
if you're
guy.
in space.
I just, not to derail you,
You're good.
but I literally just found out like how Elon made his money. Like he had
A diamond mine in South Africa.
He did?
I mean, his family was very wealthy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew he built a peer-to-peer funding thing that became the infrastructure for PayPal.
Yes.
And he
that was
sold
like
that.
his first like big claim to fame.
Yeah. So he is a smart motherfucker. He's
Oh
just
yeah, he's a smart dude.
Weird
Very
as fuck.
smart dude.
Yeah.
Bad Vegan. I watched that. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
How bad? How bad? How bad was it?
Is terrible. I mean, the show's great, but I don't know, dude. These women out here, you all got to stop letting losers take advantage of you.
All
That's
because
I
of
know.
Alec Baldwin tweeted.
That's all. I know.
That's it. That's all that happened. He got a tweet from Stephen Ball. Was it Alec or Stephen?
I don't remember who.
One of
tweeted
them.
Him.
The one who shot. Who just shot someone on set? Then it was Alec. You know, I'm not gonna talk about that, but it was Alec. And apparently he would dine. Yeah, he dined at her restaurant and tweeted this guy, and she was like, "I'm all about it." She got super horny from a tweet, and
I don't know. Between that and the Tinder swindler, I just feel bad for these ladies out here. I feel bad for them. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say.
If I hit my wife up and I was like, I need a wire, dude, she'd be like,
what is a wire?
She'd
First
be
of all,
she'd be like, no.
No.
I was like, I need 60K. She'd be like, no.
Let alone hit my mother-in-law and say I need 400K. She's gonna call the police.
Yeah.
Like, Courtney is
So,
someone has kidnapped him. Like this is
Yeah.
fraud. Like this is not real.
Good for listen. Good
Via
for,
email. At that, he's communicating with everyone via email.
Quick derail. Do you remember a throwback to? Never mind. We'll talk about it off the air. Sorry.
I know where you
It's
go.
not important.
I know where you go.
Listen. Shout out to all these ladies that are out here making a killing. Just stop giving your money away.
Stop giving your money away.
Jimmy Savile, a British horror story. I watched that.
Yeah, the whole Jimmy Savile story is pretty
Savile.
crazy. Yeah.
Really? Documentary.
The documentary
show?
is it's
Netflix, right?
Yeah, it is Netflix.
Seen it.
Here's the thing.
Added it to my.
It's
updates.
well made, and it's like technically, it's an achievement. It's a very well made documentary. It's the slowest documentary that's out there. So just buckle up. There are 2 parts. It's an hour and a half each episode, and you don't even get into what he did until the second episode. It's a little grueling, but ultimately interesting and well done. Moon Knight, we talked about that. Our Flag Means Death. I kept watching that.
How, is it good? Is
it's
it like,
good.
is it worth the full watch?
It's good. It's it's an easy watch. They're short episodes. It's comedy. It's very light humor. Like it's fun.
Okay.
You know, if you're into that style of humor, then it's great.
Veep type.
It's
humor?
very easy. It's just easy watching.
Okay.
It's well made. It's good.
Right.
And then the Bill Maher, Adulting.
Is it stand up or
Stand Up on HBO. That I think came out this week. We watched that. So that's what I got. We talked about Ultimatum. You had that on your list.
I watched
Moon
this.
Knight.
Moon Knight.
Again, we discussed
Yeah.
that. Winning Time.
very? I mean,
That's the new thing on HBO. Right?
so what's funny is that it's a show based on the rise of the Lakers dynasty, like how they came to be the Lake Show, and chronicles Dr. Buss buying the Lakers, going into the Forum, whatever. So everyone that's been portrayed in the show has come out. Like Jerry West has even like issued an official statement, like wanting like HBO to take it down. Like they're all pissed about like how they're portrayed, but it's a comedy. It's a dark comedy. It's supposed to be satirical and terrible.
but good.
Oh,
You recommend
amazing!
it?
It's amazing.
Alright.
Magic Johnson. I see why they call him Magic Johnson.
Snowfall.
Loving it.
Loving Snowfall.
Loving Snowfall. If you like drugs and murder and
Who doesn't like drugs?
That's what we're here for.
and then I did start one new show, Worst Roommate Ever.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah,
that's
gets-
a
that
bad
gets
grandma.
weird. That
Bad
gets
grandma.
weird.
Very, very. It's just, with that and the Tinder, like,
Yeah.
it's just in our everyday lives, I don't think we have come across people this bad.
You don't know. I mean, maybe you brushed up against them and you just were like, I don't know.
But you've never been personally affected, you or your family, by someone that's this crazy,
no,
right?
I don't think so.
Unless you have someone.
I mean,
in your
I
family
can't.
that's
Yeah,
that.
I don't think so.
It's just nuts.
The worst roommate thing ever. That show gets strange. Have you watched the whole thing? Yeah. So it's the first one is like murder, like, and it's aggressive. The rest get just kind of bizarre and weird.
Bizarre.
It's
Okay.
it's strange.
I watched the first one because the title is very convoluted. Like
Yeah.
worst roommate ever. And
It's
like,
hard to
and
imagine.
then they talk about this.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how
It's documentary
I don't know
style,
how it was
yeah.
ever like pitched and became a thing. But in either case, so
But Netflix, man.
keep watching it, man. It gets weirder. But yeah, all right.
Oh, and lastly, do you have a show that watches you? Like if you're like just like I need to just put something on and zone out.
I go through phases of that. So like right now, Emily and I are rewatching through South Park,
Good.
and that's like we'll do Office or Parks and Rec, or like we have
there's
a
a-
New Girl. There's
Okay.
like things that we go through. Right now, we're in the middle of like hitting South Park start to finish.
Okay. My style of stuff is like if we're watching something like Chanel falls asleep and like I still got like a drink left. I'm like, oh, I can't go sleep now. I like documentary, like the animal shit, like Planet
Yeah.
Earth and
Oh, yeah.
David Attenborough.
Yes.
But like Disney Plus has like the Nat Geo section, and I
Yes,
just tuned into the Secret Life of Whales. Bro, these whales be tripping. These whales be tripping. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Tripping.
That would be an interesting thing to do a show on.
Wait, the whales?
We could like pick some of those types of shows.
Yeah.
Get into it, talk about some crazy animals.
And that right there is going to be the subtitle of this episode.
Them whales be tripping. All right, man. Cheers.